My name is John Matos. I'm the Associate Editor for Engineers News, and I'm here speaking with researcher Sharon Golden from Operating Engineers Local Three's Organizing Department. And today we are going to be going over some items that have been in the news over the past several weeks out of California, which is one of the four states covered by Local 3. So thanks again, Sharon, for talking with me. And let's go ahead and dive right into it. What are some of the articles that you've been keeping an eye on?
I found a really interesting article in Construction Dive. It's about California's automated vehicles. There's a bill that's currently making its way through the legislature right now. It's going to restrict some of the use of automated vehicles. And while this is a little bit more tied to Teamster classification, automated heavy equipment is closer than we think. And I think it's something that is really a public safety issue that the legislators are very cognizant of. Of course, this article specifically mentions how in San Francisco they've already deployed automated vehicles for selected consumers, and you see them stalled out in the middle of the street, blocking paramedics or fire trucks from getting to the location of the emergency that they're trying to attend. And there's other safety issues as well, malfunctions. Operating engineers really wants to see that once the automated equipment does roll out, that there will be somebody that's manning that vehicle to make sure that it's operating properly and that safety protections are being upheld.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about new technology coming out with AI and automated vehicles. Those discussions always talk about the loss of jobs and how that could negatively impact working people who rely on these good paying jobs. But it's not really just about the jobs, as you said, it's also about the safety. And so, not only do we want to see operators with the equipment if they roll out this technology, not only for their employment, but also because, like you said, it's really a public safety issue. We can't just have automated AI vehicles roaming the streets and causing accidents or shutting down or having maintenance issues and not having a live person there to make sure that that gets taken care of immediately.
Yeah, and you know what we see going on in San Francisco involves these very small hatchback automated cars. You can just imagine with automated heavy equipment out there on the streets, paving roads, what kind of public safety issues would really occur. I mean, this is a pretty big deal. We want to make sure that public safety and worker safety is at the top of the conversation.
Good to see that we're keeping an eye on that and that the Teamsters are working on it from their end as well.
Recently, I came across an article in Cal Matters, taking a pass on college. California apprenticeships offer another path. As you know, John, both of my parents were in the building trades, and I decided to go the debt to career path. So I'm very passionate about this getting more highlighted. Apprenticeships really are a great opportunity for many folks. I mean, slowly but surely, the cost of college, as we know, is just outrageous. And apprenticeships offer an earn while you learn career path, right? You don't need to go into debt to take classes. You're on site being trained by people who know. And of course, you're at the JIC as well, learning before you get on the job site. And this is really a great path for many people where college tuition is just a little bit too out of reach for them.
The article had some great quotes in here that I just wanted to highlight really quick. So it says about 37% of students graduating from the state's public high schools don't go on to attend college. So that's almost 40% of students who college is not something that they're planning on doing anyways. And so there's not a lot of prospects for good paying jobs that are out there without any kind of skills training. But it talks about a lot of these jobs that the apprenticeship program will get you into. You can make over $150,000 a year pretty quickly as you work your way through. So it says, within 6 to 8 years, you could be making six figures a year. So that's the kind of jobs we're talking about that you can get through an apprenticeship program and without that debt, as you mentioned.
I think that people think that sometimes, that manual labor equates to low wage, and that's just not the case in the building trades. And we do the best to negotiate good contracts for our members. All building trades locals really do. So it's really great to see apprenticeships getting out in the news. I come across maybe one a week at this point. And so this is, another reminder that the building trades are really becoming a more focused option for a lot of people after they graduate. District Representative Jeff Hunterlock wrote an op-ed called "The Winds of Change Are Blowing." It really focuses on the offshore wind projects at the port out in Humboldt County. He's been very involved in the whole process. He worked really hard to get a PLA at the port that needed a little bit more adjustments to be able to make way for the offshore wind projects that are going to be coming down the line. There is going to also be a PLA on the offshore wind project too. So really exciting things happening out there. There's going to be a lot of work coming up, and it's really exciting to see it all happening.
I just wanted to also point out, he's the district rep for our district up there, but he also is a delegate to the state building trades. He's also the secretary treasurer to the Humboldt and Del Norte County Building and Construction Trades Council. This is not just jobs for operating engineers. This is jobs for people in the region, which I think is important to emphasize. It's great to see that Jeff is doing his part to make sure that's going to offer people union jobs with union wages, union benefits, and a chance for retirement.
I think operating engineers has been at the forefront of trying to make sure that our workers are getting those jobs as well, right? Expanding our traditional work into the clean energy jobs, making sure that there is a smooth transition as we move into cleaner energy.
Obviously, we represent the workers who do pipeline work. We represent workers who work at refineries. We represent workers at terminals where they ship coal. So there's a lot of talk out there of let's just shut down coal and oil and production, and that's not a reality for working people, and it's not a reality for operating engineers. So it's nice to see that renewable energy resources and infrastructure development that's coming down the pipe, and we're not going to be caught unprepared. We're going to make sure that we stand up for our members' jobs in all the different places where they're working. We want to make sure that if they're going to be making efforts to move in that direction, that it's going to still be a source of good employment.
That's what people are talking about when they use the words just transition, right? All of the oil work that we've done, the coal work that we've done is all about energy and making sure that if we do move into clean energy, that's still our work. AGC, Tykert, and Operating Engineers Local 3 held a mental health stand down at one of the job sites here in California. And I know that District Representative Niels Ash was out there as well that day. Construction is a very dangerous job and it's a very stressful job. I've read some stats that say that, it's 1.5 times more likely to up to 3 times more likely for a construction worker to, engage in self-harm and suicide. Operating engineers wants you to know that if you are struggling, that there's resources available to you. Of course, you can reach out to our ARP and they can guide you into the best place to go for you in your area. They're always willing to chat about that.
These are jobs where people work long hours. They're often commuting to the job site in order to follow the construction work. They're away from their families for long periods of time. So it's a very stressful work environment. And it's great to know that Local 3 has resources like ARP to help people who might be turning to substances to cope with the stress. And also just kind of bringing more awareness to the fact that mental health is a health issue. As a union, we're here to make sure that everyone is coming home at the end of the day, that everyone is healthy, that everyone has benefits that takes care of their health care. And this is just another avenue of making sure that you're healthy, is making sure that you're mentally healthy.
Operating engineers has great healthcare benefits. And I think a lot of us forget about the fact that, we keep our body in shape and we keep that up and fine tuned by going to the doctors. But there are services available to help with your mental state, which is very, very important as well, right?
All right. Well, thanks again, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was fun.